My name is David. I'm 80 years old. I live in Tetonia, Idaho. I'm an active skier and hiker, do woodworking. I have two children and three grandchildren. I'd like to say that, I did something exciting like skied off a waterfall or something, but the truth of the matter is I stepped off a curb and something popped in my leg and I could put no weight on my leg at all. I was in quite a bit of pain. And so first I went to PT and they said, no, this is not a PT thing, a physical therapy thing, but instead you should go see a doctor. So then I started researching and I found Dr. Turkula's video of him. He just impressed me. He was such a good communicator and he seemed so knowledgeable and sincere. And so I contacted him. It was very hard to walk. I was basically I made myself a little crutch out of a tree limb and I was using that to hobble around. It was painful. The clinic there, I was anxious and I wasn't sure what I had and they thought maybe it was an ACL injury but I knew something was seriously wrong. And the staff was very reassuring, very kind, very helpful. And in particular, a woman named Emma, she was just great. So then I saw the doctor and he examined me and determined that it was not an ACL, but was likely a meniscus problem. So then I went in for some imaging and so forth, and then we set up the surgery. And as I mentioned earlier, I saw this great video of him and he impressed me, so I called him up. He seemed sincere. I thought he was caring, and I thought he just seemed like a straight shooter, and I appreciate that. He examined me, said my ACL was fine. He thought it was a meniscus. So then he said, you need to get some imaging. We'll look at the images and see what we do next. And so that's what we did. And after the imaging, then he said, your meniscus is torn off the bone in the back. And so we have to do something. People seemed concerned. I have friends who have had knee surgery like this, and so I talked with them, and, they were all the one thing they kept saying to me was, "Be sure to do the physical therapy afterwards," which is something that I would say to anybody who's having knee surgery. I'm sure their doctor would say that. Then we got scheduled. I had said I did not wanna do a general anesthetic. I wanted to do some kind of a block if possible, and so that's what we did. So at first, I didn't have a lot of pain, thankfully. They gave me some of the heavy duty pain pills. I didn't take them. One of the things that happened that was really beneficial was there's an organization here in Eastern Idaho that provides exercise bicycles for people who've had knee surgery, and so they brought over an exercise bike. I suppose within a few days, maybe a week, I never had to use a walker. I did use a kind of a cane for a while. Not bad, but again, the one thing I had to do is keep doing the physical therapy. The thing I would say is that I'm able to go back and do the things I wanna do. So I can ski, I can work in my shop for, 5 or 6 hours and not have any problems. I can hike and walk, and I just feel pretty normal, like I'm, back like I was before my incident. Probably within a month, I think, doing pretty well. I wasn't, doing what I'm doing now, but I felt like I was able to move around, and I have a lot of stairs in my house. I was going up and down the stairs with, some effort, but able to do it. The number one reason would be I'm great. He did a good job. The proof is in the pudding, and I'm able to do everything I was doing before. In addition, he's a kind man. He's a great communicator. He took me through 4 different options, and I elected to have a partial knee replacement. He's attentive, he listens, he's a very kind and, easy to talk to, easy to work with, and apparently a good surgeon because 'cause I'm fine. Don't hesitate, and if you do get the surgery, be sure to do the physical therapy afterwards.